Hey, the new update in Apex Legends just went live, and oh boy, it has so many cool changes that I can't wait to share them with you. We got Loba rework, we got Mirage rework, we got Alter rework, new weapons, new Relic Boost kits. So grab yourself a drink, a snack, and let's get started. So we are starting with the coolest change of the update, with Loba rework. Now she starts a game with the 99% of the ultimate charge. Previously it was 50, and before that it was even higher. And the funniest part is that back then players were complaining that Loba gets her ult way too early. But for some reason developers decided to give her the first black market right at the beginning of the match. And that black market is a real thing now, because now you can grab a teammate's banner tree and it will not even consume the black market usage, just like grabbing the small healing items. Moreover, now you can take again loot from the explosive holds. But that's not all. Now Loba can open the vaults without having a key. And the only downside for it is that there's gonna be no Evo among the rest of rewards. And also stealing a vault loot no longer breaks the black market. So now you can grab the best attachments right after landing. That's crazy. The only thing that you cannot grab through the black market is the Trials reward, weapons on Rampart's Big Mouth, and the Caustic Labs loot. But if you think that that's all changes for Loba, you're wrong. Now Loba has 2 teleport bracelets, and they significantly decrease the tossing time and recovery time. And also Loba has a new passive. Now you can ADS unarmed and see the UI of every highlighted item, so you can freely look what exactly lying behind the wall and ping it for your allies. But that's not all. Also Loba has a crazy new upgrades. Now on second level you can choose between gaining speed boost and faster weapon draw after teleport, or your whole squad can take 3 items from a friendly black market. And on level 3 you choosing between whole squad gains a gold backpacks, or after teleporting you regenerating 50 shields. But keep in mind that incoming damage can stop the regen. Hey bro, it's 4 hours after midnight and I'm still making this video for you. So if you like it, please hit a like button, that would make me really happy. Thank you. And the second crazy rework gets Mirage, and now it plays like a completely different legend. So what's new? Now Mirage cloaks when using a healing consumable item. Cloak turns off if you are taking damage, or you finished healing using ability, or manually interrupt healing. You're not becoming instantly invisible, entering cloak takes 1 second, and after a revive Mirage has increased speed while cloaked. And we got 2 new upgrades at level 2. Unfortunately, we lost upgrade which calls more me, which decreased ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. I think that specific one was bringing Mirage on a whole new level, and now I'm gonna miss it. But instead, we got Buzzle Eye, which also scans enemies who shoot in your decoys, and a Renaissance Man, which giving you access to all class consoles, beans, beacons, and package scans. This is freaking insane. Now Mirage becomes a jack of all trades. Maybe a losing ultimate cooldown reduction is not that bad, because now we get a new model which drastically increases your ultimate charging speed, so it might be not that bad. The one thing that I didn't like about it is that it's tied to a certain weapons, and if I'm not using Nemesis, G7 or Car, I'm not getting it. And unfortunately I had some bad news for Pathfinder mains. Grappling hook cooldown increased to 30 seconds, and it can't get any lower. It looks like developers really wanna force players to very deliberately choosing the grappling time. If you remember, we had already changes like that, and later they eventually decreased the cooldown time. So for me, history one more time repeats itself. I assume later on they make it at 10 to 15 seconds. That's the sweet spot in my opinion. Also keep in mind that you still got your upgrade which resets grapple cooldown once you knock someone. And the protection from amplified zipline is only 25% instead of 50. Also we got a small Vantage buff. Now she can use her ult accelerant while keep the weapon active. And finally we get to my favorite part, the weapon balance changes and the new stuff. So now we got a new attachment, it calls Accelerator Stock. It's compatible with Nemesis, G7 Scout and Car SMG. It increases your EVO which you're gaining from damage, increases ultimate charge from damage, and on top of that, each knock grants you 30% ultimate charge as long as the accelerator weapon is equipped. Ha, this is the cool one. The select fire hop-up is actually back. You will not believe on what weapon it's equipable. Obviously on a prowler, but also on a charge rifle. Wait, what? Charge rifle? Really? Charge rifle with that upgrade gets a 25% damage decrease, but instead of that getting fully automatic firing mode with increased fire rate. And also it has some recoil improvements when it's in full auto. I don't know what developers were smoking, but this is some crazy shit. But to be completely honest, charge rifle for a long time was needed a rework of that rework to make it actually viable. And also charge rifle projectile reaching maximum damage already at 200 meters instead of 300. And some bad news for Mastiff players. This season Mastiff performs too good, so devs increased blast pattern size and reduced the spread tightening in ADS. Also we got some nerfs to double pump strategy, the time to raise and lower gun is slightly increased, and also increased the time before Mastiff is ready to fire when raising. Peacekeeper received some small but pleasant buffs, the choke speed is significantly increased and developers increased projectile speed. So now hitting your targets at range should be much easier. And RE45 pistol received a minor damage buff, now it hits for 13 instead of 12. And before we get to a new surviving items and a new weapon, I need to mention a small alter buff. First, now any Her Void Nexus can stand an infinite amount of time. And on level 3 upgrade, instead you can get a perk which grants you a second Nexus. And both of them can exist at the same time. And now we have 4 new Relic Boost kits. First, while it's equipped, activates whole legend upgrades. Second is called Emergency Smoke. It releases a smoke cloud at your location when you're receiving damage. Third is a map hack. It occasionally pings enemies within range on your minimap for you and your allies. It's literally a pocket UAV. And fourth is a phase rewind. On activate, it sends you back to a previous location. A Titanfall fans very well remember this skill. And now we got a whopping 6 new Rift Relic weapons. First, it's a Relic Pulse Blade. It's enhanced version of a throwing knife with increased damage, and now it releases a pulse scan wave on impact location. Second, it's a charged sentinel. This sniper rifle is always charged. Third one is a charged rampage. The same thing, it's always fired up. Fourth relic is Relic EVA 8 with double tap. Fifth relic is Devotion with EMP. When you break someone's shields, it explodes like the Arcstar, dealing damage to the surrounding enemies. And the more damage you inflicted to your target, the more powerful is EMP. I believe we had something similar on the Final Fantasy event. And the sixth relic is the old good hated beam mode charge rifle. So in total we got a whopping 15 Rift Relic weapons. As a public player, I'm very pleasantly surprised. I hope you share my excitement amidst the tons of bad news about Apex is dying. To me personally, this season is the best among the 5 previous. If you just sum all that was changed from its beginning till now, in total it's a lot. We got better supports, we got Lifeline rework, Mirage rework, Loba rework, we got Alter buff, a lot of different kinds of weapon, a new APG weapon, a new throwing knife which wasn't previously in a game unless it's a gun game. And we got a 9 boost kits which adds a new layer to your gameplay. So that's a lot. Is it enough to make Apex Legends great again? Probably not. But if developers continue at least that tempo, it's gonna be good. And almost forgot to mention that public games became now a way more dynamic because of those relic ticks. Even if your squad was crushed and only one survived, he just can go craft 2 banners, revive 2 of you, you pop a few loot ticks and grab a golden weapons with all the attachments and you're ready to come back. And on top of that, you don't need to loot as much, you can land at any garbage and after 30 or 40 seconds, loot ticks gonna spawn around you, you destroy them, grab a weapon and go fight. I guess it's enough rambling for me. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I gladly gonna read all of them. And subscribe to our channel if you wanna get better at Apex. I'm making a lot of useful guides, breakdowns, so you won't be disappointed.